Over the decades throughout Georgia Southern University's history, there has been a plethora of events that have made national news showcasing how actions of the student body impact the image of the college institution. In the past weeks, student and faculty alike find themselves yet again analyzing the culture of Georgia Southern University that sparks these incidents. Recently, a Georgia Southern student sent a racially motivated photo of a black man photoshopped in front of a cotton field in the Statesboro Uber group chat. This sparked a conversation of racially motivated incidents at Georgia Southern and what it meant when the man in the photo, who was thought to be the victim of the photo in circulation, was actually the creator of said photo. Dr. Wilson, Associate Vice President of Inclusion Excellence and Chief Diversity Officer, spoke to George Ann Films to shed light on the issue and the steps Georgia Southern takes in these instances. When racially motivated rhetoric circulates the Georgia Southern community, how does this impact the student body?
Yeah, I think it impacts the student body in a variety of ways. I think primarily it creates a lot of confusion, specifically with respect to like our institutional response, right? So when these things happen, I think students are unsure who they can go to for support, who they can lean on, and what the official process is for adjudication or investigation for sure. I think it creates hurt, panic, anger, frustration, all of the things that you would expect in a situation like that. And that's why our office actually exists here in Inclusive Excellence, is to provide that support to students, but also to faculty and staff as well. So we're all here to support students. If we're talking about something that intersects with Title IX or EEOC and compliance, so blatant discrimination, threats, or harassment, they should obviously notify the Dean of Students office. They should also reach out to our Title IX office as well.
What are the types of actions that Georgia Southern takes in situations like this?
Yeah, I think that's a tough question as well, because everything is so situational.
Right.
And so, in the case of something like the book burning, for example, right? Our Dean of Students office would have been notified about that particular situation. It would have been adjudicated through a process in our Dean of Students office, and legal affairs was also involved. What's really important for students, but also faculty and staff to know, is that my office actually doesn't investigate anything, right? So we're more support, we're more strategy. I'm the person developing strategies that hopefully will move the institution forward towards progress in the area of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Regarding the picture, the student who made the picture, posted it initially,
Absolutely.
was black.
Absolutely.
And the girl that reposted it and started a stir within the community was white.
Okay.
How are these situations handled differently, and how so?
I would say the situation it should not be handled differently at all, right? So in the case that we're talking about right now, to your point, the African-American male initially created the post that would later be found to be insensitive. And apparently it was found insensitive initially when it was created back several months ago. The situation should not be handled any differently. And specifically in that situation, the reason why you hadn't heard a whole lot about it, I became aware of it and initially thought, right, that the student was a target, that someone had done this to him, right? We would later find out that that's not the case. I attempted to reach out to the student just to offer support, and that would be a pretty standard situation. We would later find out via social media that was not the case, that he created it himself. And so there's really nothing to investigate or adjudicate in that particular situation because he did it himself. As news of this incident circulates the campus, many are curious to know what stories they hear are true. What were the motivations behind sharing the photo in the group chat, and why was the photo created? Zenobia Dixon, the student who sent the photo in the Statesboro Uber group chat, neglected our request for an interview. However, Austin Jackson, the student who created the photo himself and shared it across social media platforms, shares his perspective on the matter. Now, how many followers do you have across all of your social media?
Across all social media, maybe like 17K, I think.
Altogether?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do your followers mean to
you? My followers mean more than what they might think they mean to me. I look at my followers as a way of people that that follow me for the content that I create, or follow me because of the person that I am.
So I'm gonna show you a picture.
Okay.
And I just want you to tell me if this is you in this picture.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is you in this picture.
Yeah.
So who made this picture?
I made it.
Why?
Okay, so I'm gonna get a whole story. All right, so around that time, it was when everybody was like moving out towards the end of the semester, right? And so possibly like towards the end of July, and then people were selling stuff. Basically, say if they were moving out of their apartment or whatever. So like, oh, I'm selling a chair for this amount of money. Oh, I'm selling a table for this amount of money.
And where would they post this type
It was in the group chat. That was on GroupMe.
Okay.
So it's a lot of people. It was like 4,500 people in the chat, right?
Okay.
And all kinds of people in the chat. So me, like I said, just being funny, and I made dark humor jokes as well. Like I make all types of jokes. So that was the joke that came to my head at the time. So I just went with it. And mind you, like my mindset is not to, do things to like with any underlying meaning besides just being funny. And so that was my whole mindset. It wasn't anything else behind it. So I made the joke in the chat, and then people reacted to it or whatever. It was funny, and then it just blew over. Just anything else that was normal. But then it resurfaced again when there was a girl who just posted a photo in the chat, like with no context or anything. And so then people were raising questions. It was like, even the people that knew I already made the photo, they were still raising questions as to like why she would post that with no context. Yeah.
Why do you think that she posted it without any context?
That's the thing. I don't know. She claimed it was an accident, but we all know it really wasn't an accident. No, I don't know who she is at all. No, I don't think nobody in the chat knows who she is. Right, but see, I will say this though. That same day, like right before she had dropped it in the chat, I was on my phone, and I got a notification, and it said her name. It said so and so just liked your message in Bert Uber. So I'm like, what message? I never sent a message. Like I didn't send no message.
So how long ago was that before the picture was posted?
Like seconds.
So she liked the picture, and then seconds.
Yeah, like the message, and then because I got a notification said her name, said so and so liked your message in Bert Uber, and I was like, I didn't send no message. Like I don't know what notification was getting.
So seconds before the picture was sent in the group chat.
Yeah.
You got a notification saying she liked the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she liked the message or whatever I sent like originally.
Okay.
And then the photo proceeded after.
Okay. Do you feel that she deserves the hate that she was getting in the chat?
I mean, I'm a black guy. I'm black. Like I made the joke, so I kind of have, a leeway to make that joke. But if you're like of any other color, you can't really like just put that in or like really just say stuff like that anyway. And honestly, I should be making that type of jokes like that anyway myself. It seems like the severity of the situation or what I was joking about and the circumstance. But anyway, like that type of joke, she shouldn't have reposted it in the chat anyway. To anybody that was affected by the picture or offended by the picture, and like I said, I apologize for what I did and the severity of it. Say if you're another black person and I made the joke and you feel some type of way about the photo that I made and the joke, and and you see just white people like it, you think that, oh, this is like, why would he do this? They like that, so that obviously means he's trying to give them the leeway to make those type of jokes as well, which is why I say I now see that from that perspective. But at the time when I made it, I didn't, because I was just looking at it from one view. To those people who don't know me and try to refer to me as a term that you just call like a or whatever other term that they use to describe me as after the aftermath. I mainly just feel like it's people who don't know me and people who just assume from what they know of me, and then when I make that joke and it goes around and they make that assumption, right? And I totally see the correlation as to how they would make that assumption. But the truth of the matter is that I'm not that type of person. I just make a joke.
Tensions rise on campus as this racially motivated incident plagues the culture of Georgia Southern student body. A few students shared their thoughts on this situation of the past couple weeks. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a picture, and I just want to get your initial reaction to the picture.
Okay. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That was never fair.
Sorry, laughing is like my coping mechanism. That is awful.
I don't understand what this is trying to say, really. But I know that it's bad. I don't know.
It's racist. I don't know. Is that Cotton?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's racist. It's kind of stupid.
Well, why he made it? Because there was really no point. Because I know nowadays it's still like kind of modern day slavery, but not really. But we not back then where we picking cotton and stuff, so there's no point in making that.
That's kind of a weird photo, for sure. Like, I don't know, I don't find it funny, but like, I guess maybe he does or someone else does. Maybe his friend group does.
It's on him too for even making a picture like that, but it was wrong for her to post it and like send it with like no context.
I mean, he's African American, so I mean, I'm not gonna tell him what he can and cannot do, but I mean, I think the bigger issue is that a white person's reposting it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from her why she did that. So
When you do things like that, it
Reflects.
and it makes other people feel like it's okay to like laugh at it. We're not trying to normalize racism, so that's what that looks like.
I probably wouldn't post something like that because it has a lot of history behind that. So I don't think it's appropriate, especially in a group chat.
I don't see like a problem with her sending it unless the guy didn't like had a problem with it. But I mean, I don't see why she would send it in like anyways. There's no point. I mean,
I really don't believe neither one of them deserve hate. It's just they both made a decision of their own, and now they're facing the consequences.
It's kind of like, it's pretty immature and kind of pointless to post it in like times like we have today where we're over that stuff.
If you think that's funny or you would want to make something like that, I would say there is something seriously concerning about that. Racism has been going on for so long, and I don't think that this is going to make it better.
The diverse opinion of the student body during these incidents shift over time as the culture at Georgia Southern University evolves. It is the hope of some students that the student body progresses past the need to find humor in the painful history of marginalized communities, while others don't quite see it in the same light. With diversity and inclusion a priority at Georgia Southern, one can hope and anticipate for the culture of Georgia Southern University to shift to a brighter future.